Of course, our college was founded in 1972 by Dr. Hyles and Dr. Anderson. Both of them got together, and the Lord established this school, and the Lord has greatly blessed Hyles-Anderson College. Our first president was Dr. Billings, and he was our president for a while, and then he stepped down, and Dr. Hyles took the presidency of the college for 1 year, and then Dr. Evans was our chancellor for that year. And then after that, Brother Evans said, Dr. Hyles decided to change and say, let me be chancellor, you be the day-to-day president of the college. And then Dr. Wendell Evans, who leads our singing here and still serves when he's in town and not in Florida, became our president. Until it was that Dr. Ray Young, who is our current vice chancellor, became the president of our college and served very effectively in many years of growth and just did a wonderful job in relieving Dr. Evans when his physical health would not allow him to continue as our president. And then we had the joy to have Dr. Stuart Mason as our president. Many of you remember him with great fondness and appreciation for he and Miss Tony, and they were our president until 1 year ago, whenever the Lord called them to serve in Oregon at the Timberline Baptist Church there. We miss them terribly, very grateful for them, and certainly appreciate their ministry. And we just want to say how much we appreciate all those who have gone on before to have been the scaffolding that has made Hyles-Anderson College the place that it is, and we're very thankful for that. When Brother Mason left, there were several evaluations being made about what we should do, and we finally came to the conclusion that it would be an opportunity for Pastor Wilkerson to be able to be here on the campus more, to get to know the administration and vice versa, to be able to steer the college from the pastoral office of First Baptist Church. And you've been very patient and very welcoming, very gracious, very kind to allow me to be on the campus quite a bit more and to meet with our administrators and work through a fine group of wonderful, submitted and gifted and hardworking servants of Christ here at Hyles-Anderson College, going to faculty and staff meetings and then working with administration and staff devotions. And for the last year we have done that, and I believe the Lord has honored it, and God gave us a really strong enrollment in the fall. And matter of fact, it was the first increase of enrollment that we've had since 2001, but the Lord blessed us and gave us a strong enrollment, and this fall looks to be even stronger. We're excited about already this morning I signed 4 new letters of acceptance for students who are coming. We rejoice with that. God is really blessing the fall, and we're excited about that. But I believe the time has come when we need to install a new president of our college. Dr. Young and I have worked together with the faculty and staff and thinking about the college. Dr. Young, of course, ministers to our alumni all over the world, and from Alaska to foreign countries, and here in our own states. Almost every week he is in some church of our alumni and helping them, encouraging them in the work of the Lord, and of course teaches classes here Thursday, Friday, helps us on it as administrator here. But we've talked quite a bit about this, and we believe that God has led us to install a new president for a college that will oversee the day-to-day opportunities. I'll still have the joy to be out here one day a week and to spend the time with you, to still teach our class that we have, teach church ed and chapel. But for the day-to-day responsibilities, I believe the time has come for our college to have someone that is stable, that's right here every day for you as the students. We love you. We want the best for you, and I believe that if it would be best for you to have someone every day that would be here, and we're very excited about that. And for that appointment, I want to introduce Dr. Dave Douglas is going to be taking the presidency of the college. I want you to meet him a little bit and know him. In just a few moments, we're going to ask him to greet you in a few moments. But let me tell you a little bit about him. He was raised in Washington State, a beautiful area there in Washington State. Any of our students from Washington State? I thought there would be a few of you. But he was raised there. After finished high school, went to the United States Army, spent 2 years in Germany. And then when he moved back to the States in Fayetteville, North Carolina, it was there that God brought him to his son, Jesus Christ. He accepted Christ as Savior. When he finished his military career, here, it was obvious that God had called him to come to college here. He came here in 1981 as a college freshman, began working the bus ministry, going to school here out of the military, and then met his lovely wife Tina, and they together on the bus routes. They actually met on the bus routes, and he as a bus captain, later on a division leader. They got married 32 years ago. They have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, all of which are very faithful servants of the Lord. We love them very much. And for the last 30 years, he has served in this ministry. For 23 of those years, he was the principal of City Baptist School. Obviously, with a heart for the Lord, he worked for Dr. Young in that capacity for 15 of those 23 years, 16 of those 23 years as the school principal for City Baptist School, and brought it to probably the peak of its strength enrollment. Brought so many good things that have helped the school tremendously through the years, and especially in the years underneath his leadership. He was then made assistant pastor at First Baptist Church of Hammond, and went through a lead counseling organization, received a certificate of counseling, has gone to hundreds and hundreds of hours of counseling, is a very proficient counselor that God has used in our ministry for the last 7 years, counseling hundreds and hundreds of families, individuals out of the throes of sin and difficulty into a life of freedom and help by the Lord, and we thank God for his acumen. He did pastor a church for 7 months, and the Lord used him there, but it became obvious that God wanted him to be back at this place. He had several different options, I know, because I know him and know the situation, but it was obvious that the Lord brought he and his wife to First Baptist Church again. He's been a faithful servant of Christ. He's been a wonderful partner. I think there's several things when I think about Brother Douglas that really impressed me. Number one, he has an obvious love and commitment to Jesus Christ. Anybody who knows him knows he loves Jesus. Number two, he has a passion for excellence. I think having him as our president is going to require more of everyone. You're going to raise your standard, I believe, of conduct. You'll raise your standard of commitment, because that's the kind of man he is. He walks with the Lord. He has a standard that I believe is a passion for excellence, that God is going to use him in a wonderful way in our lives. And he's a partner. He's a team player. If teamwork makes the dream work, we've got a good teammate. And Brother Dave Douglas, he loves this ministry, and we love him, and we're very excited about having him as our president of Hyles-Anderson College. I wanted, if I could, ask Dr. Ray Young to come. Brother Ray, of course, has known Brother Douglas and has worked more intimately with him in the early years as one who oversaw City Baptist School, and then has been a lifelong friend. But I want him to come and just greet you just for a few moments and give his perspective on this. I value so much Dr. Young's involvement at Hyles-Anderson College. I don't think we can overestimate how his history of 42 years of being here, his love, his loyalty, his hard work, his diligence, and has been such a help to me personally, to this organization, and also at this particular time of our transition. There's no one who has been more enthusiastic and excited about this, but I want him to greet you just for a moment and give you his perspective on this transition.
In January of 1987, we came to the point where we realized we needed someone to oversee City Baptist School. I was personally so convinced that Brother Dave Douglas was the right man for that position that I talked Brother Hyles into allowing me to hire Brother Douglas before he had even graduated from college. And so in January of that year, he took over the school and was scheduled to graduate in May of that year. He began overseeing the school in the midstream, and to put it mildly, he inherited a school that was meeting in a very dilapidated building. It was struggling financially. Had about 90 students at the time, and under his leadership, I simply served as the liaison between him and Brother Hyles just in the beginning, and then later he worked directly with Brother Hyles also. But under his leadership, the school grew from 90 students to over 450 students and was financially stable during that entire time. and then of course eventually moved into the beautiful facility that it meets in now under Brother Douglas's leadership. About 2 years ago now, not quite that long, but almost 2 years ago now, when Brother Stuart Mason first began to tell us that he knew God was calling him and was going to call him back into the pastorate, I immediately went to Brother Wilkerson and told Brother Wilkerson that it was my strong opinion that the right man to replace Brother Mason here at the college would be Brother Dave Douglas. Brother Wilkerson very wisely decided that he felt like that he, Brother Wilkerson, should personally be involved in the college for some period of time. And let me digress here for a moment and say, when we needed a pastor, I was one of several who recommended Brother Wilkerson to our pulpit committee. I don't know if I was the first one or not, but I know I was one of several. And the number one reason among several reasons that I recommended Brother Wilkerson to our pulpit committee was because of Brother Wilkerson's spirit. And in the last little over a year now, God has used Brother Wilkerson's spirit, in my opinion, to transform Hyles-Anderson College. And his spirit is now permeating the college, and I'm thankful for the fact that we have had that year of Brother Wilkerson being involved the way he has been to bring us to this point. But now at this point, I'm just as excited as I can be that Brother Dave Douglas is joining the team, and he's going to work with us here on a daily basis and oversee the operation of the college. I know you're going to love him dearly. And as Brother Wilkerson said, I know that God's going to use him to enrich and improve your life. All of us that have the privilege of living here, learning here, and working here will be the better because God is using Brother Dave Douglas in our lives from this point forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young. I appreciate that. Those, of course, Brother Douglas will not be serving as the only administrator, obviously. We have, of course, the structure of our college will be our chancellor, our vice chancellor, our president. And then we have the vice president of student life, Brother Andrew Bailey. You know him. Vice president of academics, Brother Dave Lutz. And then vice president of operations, Brother Anthony Collins, of course, along with Brother Joe Pete, Brother Dave Stubblefield, and Brother Jeremy Malucci are all folks at the table, along with Brother Rob Osgood, that serve in various things from recruitment to admissions and so many other things, facets of ministry here. We certainly thank God for each of them. This time I'd like to have Dr. Douglas come, if you would please, and just greet you for a few moments. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes, would you please?
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Dr. Young. One thing that they left out is that I am a sinner saved by God's amazing grace. And also, I'm a former bus captain. I'm all about numbers. It was 603 when I left, so just kidding. This is an honor, and my heart is very full. And I know the perception is that this is a call to leadership, but I perceive it as a call to serve. First and foremost, my pastor. I love Brother Wilkerson. I know he loves me. We both have different spiritual gift sets, and they complement each other. And I'm looking forward to working with him. And I hope also that you'll learn here at Hyles-Anderson College, when you go out in the ministry, support your pastor. The great Joshua was first called a minister to Moses. And don't ever forget that. Also feel like my call is to serve you, the students. You're a fun bunch, you really are. I won't use the old word because I don't want to offend the guy behind me. But you know what? Your enthusiasm really helps us more mature folks. You're a blessing to us. You're a blessing to your bus kids. You're a blessing to your Sunday school students. Don't ever lose that.
Amen.
And I'm looking forward to meeting with you. I'm still going to have that role of student advocacy. You know where the office is. If you need me, see Mrs. Bailey. And then also, and this is the one that probably my heart goes out to more than anything, is I want to be a servant to the faculty, staff, and administration. You know, people in leadership, they get a lot of attention, but our faculty and staff quietly labors behind the scenes. They are an amazing group of people, and I hope you recognize that. You have no idea all the labor they put in to deliver their classes, and it's just amazing people. Looking forward to a lot of things. I'm very confident that Hyles-Anderson College has a very bright future. Thank you, and God bless.